Hey everyone, this is Andrew from the Console Gaming Crew, and we couldn't be happier to announce that we are now a part of the Boss Rush Podcast Network and are featured on BossRushGames.com. BossRushGames.com is a great place where you can find up-to-date news articles, blogs, and podcasts about video games. In addition to that, there's a growing collection of podcasts in not just the gaming community, but other communities as well. We are honored to be a part of such a great network of podcasters, so please stop by and give everyone a listen. Thank you so much and enjoy the show.
Yo, crew members, what it be?
Heyo!
Hi.
I swear to God, every time I hear him say hi, I feel like he's about to sell me car insurance. Or is Allstate car insurance? Or is that all insurance?
What?
Pretty sure.
Allstate.
Allstate.
Yeah, you sound like the fucking Allstate guy. Like, I feel like I'm in good hands every time I talk to you.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not
I feel
gonna
like
do
I'm
it.
in good hands.
No.
I just think of a little girl that where they have the guy doing the voiceover and just goes, "Indeed." Like,
Yeah, that's him. He's fucking. If you need to host like a dating radio show or something, you got that like.
Hi.
You got like that.
Welcome
See, he's
to
got
the
that-
dating show.
welcome to the dating app.
I don't know why my voice is so deep today. Don't ask me. It's a lot deeper than normal. It's weird.
Well, we've already said your voice is the deepest one on the podcast.
Like here's
But I don't know why today.
Like-
It's just like, hey, we're gonna hit
Like-
that lower register for
like
you.
I hear him talk, and like I said, I immediately feel like I'm in good hands. I feel like I'm gonna like the way I look. like,
I
Andy,
guarantee it.
Andy, you look amazing.
like
You just gotta say,
straight,
I guarantee it.
straight Men's Warehouse.
I guarantee it.
If you
There you go.
Indeed.
if you don't immediately get a setup in your house and do like Anthony Carbonati's Midnight Love Hour, you're missing out.
Boom, chicka, bow, bow.
Dude, you
Hi,
could
and
seriously
welcome
set up
to
something
my
with Twitch.
Midnight Love Hour.
Just
Like I'd listen to that. I want to see who finds love tonight.
We're gonna play smooth jazz all night.
see, that's me in the mornings. In the mornings, I have the smooth jazz voice. So we're going to tell people what we're actually here to talk about. Besides
Oh,
the
yeah.
Andy's
I was
smooth
just,
jazz
I was
voice?
just,
It's,
I was just mesmerized by that. My voice will never be that deep.
No, we
Never.
know. I'm excited.
This
to,
right here is about as deep as it gets.
I'm excited to see if you progress as a man later in life.
Be the first 72-year-old dude.
That sounds like a
That-
man. Finally,
Yeah,
it
like
took me 72 years to get here.
dude,
but
I'm gonna be
here.
pushing my walker and like the fucking tennis ball's gonna bust off. I'm gonna trip and all of a sudden my voice is finally gonna change where it's supposed to be.
Oh my word!
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I'd love to see it.
I'm proud of you for that, man.
Yeah. So we had a little bit of news this past week of a new, not a new system, but
It was kind of tossed on us. I mean, like, nobody was really expecting this to be dropped this week.
The information of this
The
console?
information, yes.
Yeah. So, but you know, we were all hoping for the Nintendo Switch Pro. I'm just gonna fucking throw it out there because that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah, we didn't get a Nintendo Switch Pro. We got a
Nintendo
slightly
Switch
jazzed up version of the Switch.
OLED.
Oh my god, that pretzel is kicking me.
That's why I told you to stop eating fucking pretzels there, home slice.
Excuse me.
But anyway, yeah, we got a lackluster version of the Nintendo Switch Pro, and it's got a dope ass fucking OLED screen. I mean, which is cool and all, but you know, you went from 6.2 inches to 7 inches.
It's
$10, you didn't complain about it.
I was literally.
I mean, it's not enough to complain about.
Zing. what I was gonna say with this
Midnight
one,
Love Hour.
someone is going to disagree. Someone out there is going to disagree, but this one is not necessarily
Yeah,
the size that matters in this one.
Yeah, so here's the thing.
They did go bigger.
Barely. Look, the person that fucking disagrees is also the same person that's like, I gotta have it. I need it. It's what I need. Like, you don't need it. Do you have the original Switch?
I don't. Yeah.
Then you don't need this.
Does this have an OLED screen?
Yeah, but
I
do you
need it.
I need it. But here's my thing. Do you ever
Yep.
how often do you play your Switch
Handheld.
not in TV mode?
Not much, but you know why?
No, stop. It's
Because
not
it's not OLED.
It's
screen.
not because it
Yeah,
doesn't
These
have an
eyes
OLED screen.
only feast on OLED handhelds, bro.
Oh my god.
All right, so let's
Fuck's
sit
sake.
here and real quick break down the comparison between the two. So the display, you're talking about 0.8 inches bigger for the OLED. OLED is 7-inch OLED touchscreen as opposed to this. Yep,
Which does. Wait, what other handhelds are out right now? That's technically a handheld
Switch Lite
outside of the.
outside
Switch.
of Nintendo.
Is there? Like, do they still make DSs and shit or no?
I don't think so.
I don't even remember.
I don't even know.
No.
Okay. Well, then what I was about to say is irrelevant.
I mean, unless you're about to buy, you get them like Raspberry Pis, and you basically create your own emulator and turn it into one of those.
I like Raspberry Pi.
I like Raspberry Pi too, but I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Me neither.
You can't talk to a fat boy about pie.
And not Chevy
and not
pie.
show me pie.
I'll pull one up on the screen for you. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Please do.
No pie.
All right, no, but so the Raspberry Pi, it's an emulator system that you can go ahead and have like anywhere from like OG, like Atari type stuff, all the way up to like the like first gen like Xbox and PlayStation games.
Illegal? Make sure that you own the games and the systems before you get the emulator. That way they can't get you.
Sure.
Wes is like, fuck, I already got one on the way.
I've had one for years.
Well, no. What I was gonna say about the screen is it does make it by far the best screen on anything
Yes.
handhelds they got.
Yeah, so you get a
By far and away.
Yeah, so you get a nice OLED screen, like I said, 7-inch OLED as opposed to the 6.2-inch LED.
Why don't you tell people what OLED stands for, sir?
Go ahead.
I asked you.
Go ahead.
He doesn't know, so just fucking tell him. This is Wes.
Hold on.
This is. Oh,
Hold on.
My God.
You're supposed to know acronyms, dude.
Why am I supposed to know acronyms?
I don't know. God damn. Oh, I have it in my notes. I'm a fucking idiot.
Organic light emitting diodes.
There you go.
Yeah.
You fucking cock.
Yeah. Oh, that's a big cock.
No, it's only 0.8 inches bigger.
It's more about what OLED screens do as opposed to, the
Yes.
size of them.
Resolution, exact same. Handheld and docked. Storage doubled. So you had 32 gigabyte storage, which is expandable. And now with the OLED, you have 64, also expandable. The chip is exactly the same, the custom NVIDIA Tegra X1. The battery life, exactly the same, 4.5 to 9 hours. The connectivity is another one that changed. Both of them have a USB-C, a 3.5 millimeter audio, and a micro SD for more storage. The only difference is now the Switch OLED has the wired LAN. You mean the LAN parties, you can go ahead and actually hook it up via Ethernet.
Which is very good.
Yes.
Very important.
Size changed by 1/10 of an inch. You have 9.4 by 4 by 0.55 for the original, as opposed to 9.5 by 4 by 0.55.
Hey, but good news, it's slightly girthier. It weighs a little bit more.
And there you go. And it weighs just a little, literally looks like it looks like what, like 5 hundredths?
We'll just throw the numbers out there. It goes from 0.9. It goes from 0.88 to 0.93.
There you go.
Do the math yourself.
0.5.
So the main things that have to do with the difference on these is the wired LAN and the 7-inch screen.
Yeah. So which one do you want to talk about first? You want to go with the screen first?
Let's go with the screen because we kind of already started that.
There's nothing really to be mad about there. I mean, there's a reason. You walk into any store, and any store that sells TVs, go ahead and look at the same size LED screen and then an OLED screen. You're looking at an easy $2-3 more.
Yeah.
For those screens, and it's because of the clarity. I have it here actually. The blacks is what's like. You think your screen, like you think that's black? That ain't black.
No.
What we're looking at right now, they have like true blacks where you're looking into fucking Michael Myers' eyes, basically, bro.
Yeah,
black.
you're leaning more into like a ray tracing type of type of saturation.
Yes,
with the colors,
super crisp and clear. When you have lighter objects on the dark background, you don't see that that haze or blooming they call it.
Mm-hmm.
The shit around it, you see none of that. It is just crispy clear. Almost tough to tell that you're even looking at a TV.
Yeah,
looks real.
And look, you don't get that with the original Switch, or obviously even the Lite. You don't get that. But the fact that you have the OLED screen and everything else, I'm still thrown on why it's a 720p. You know what I mean? When it's handheld, if it's an OLED screen, you would figure that would be like a 4K type of optimization,
or even 1080.
Even 1080, but you don't get that with a handheld. Now,
I think I know why.
Why?
Because because people will do it. This leaves the door open for them to come back with that Switch Pro that is this OLED screen with everything you just mentioned, 4K capability and all that stuff. It leaves room for them to make another system and make more money off it.
And also another thing,
that'd be my guess.
Another thing I'm thinking about with this is
that's the one I'll wait for.
100%.
Well, yeah,
100%.
Now the other thing I'm thinking about with this is the games. The games aren't going to look any different on an OLED as opposed to an LED. They're both 720p. You know what I mean? And then 1080p docked. So you're not going to see a difference in the games, and the companies that are making the games aren't going to make the games any differently because they don't need to.
Yeah,
they
the
don't
only
have to upscale them for anything.
Yeah, the only difference you're going to see is the brightness and the contrast. That's
Yeah.
literally the only difference
Yeah.
between the LED LCD screen
Yeah.
and the OLED screen is the brightness and the contrast. That's the only difference you're going to see. Absolutely nothing else.
Now, something else we also talked about was that, so you have the wired LAN. I mean, you can go ahead and plug Ethernet straight into it, which is awesome. Badass. I love that idea.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Anthony made this point, though. I don't know if it's Anthony or Andy.
Well, we both start with A, so
Yeah.
it's one of us.
Yes, it was one of y'all.
The
They still don't have a chat feature.
Ah, that was you. Well, that was you, and then I started
we all
on
agreed,
it, and then
we
we
can
all,
talk about that,
we all
yeah.
agreed in like a second because we've been talking about them not having a chat feature since the system came out.
yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Because you have games that you can play online with
Yep.
people, but you don't have a chat feature.
Anthony and I did that when we were playing Marvel Strike Force.
Marvel
Oh,
Strike
Strike
Force.
Force.
Or,
Yeah.
no,
Not Strike
Ultimate.
Force.
Ultimate Alliance. Ultimate Alliance 3.
However, I was just playing Marvel Strike
Yes,
Force
you were.
on my phone. Great game. It's not a
But
plug.
yeah, Ultimate Alliance 3. I mean, we were throwing down together with that. And
Texted each other like, dude, go for this guy.
pretty much.
Yeah, we would literally pause the game, and then he would text me. I'd hit him back up. At what point I could have just fucking put him on FaceTime, put him down next to my fucking game,
Yes.
and played.
Yeah.
And we did the same thing. And I believe we actually called each other for playing Pokemon.
When I was deployed.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was deployed, actually.
We were texting and playing the game at the same time. And it was like, we kept on going after, like, those big Gigamax versions.
Yep.
And
Yep.
you wonder why have the LAN cord if you're not going to go all the way. I understand the LAN cord's important because you can still play games online with people and you don't want to be dealing with.
I think the main reason why
Connectivity
it's
issues
probably
and shit.
smoother is, or doing that to go ahead and make it smoother, is for streaming. Because a lot of people stream Nintendo games.
Yeah.
So
That seems like that would be the only reason why.
it's the only reason that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, if you wanted to go ahead and have your phone out in order to go ahead and chat with people, whatever. I mean, look, you could use Discord, which would be a much easier apparatus, but then also having an app on your phone while you're playing a game.
Yeah, so here's the thing. And
Or
that,
every other console, you can just slap on a pair of headphones and talk to the
And
people.
just do
you're
it.
playing
that
with.
exactly,
Yeah.
dude. So like that's the issue here. Like I shouldn't have to open up the Nintendo app. I shouldn't have to fucking open up Discord to fucking talk. I shouldn't have to do any of that shit.
Agreed.
I should literally be able to pick up my console, plug in my headset, and talk to my homies while I'm playing.
Was there a chat feature on the Wii or the Wii U?
I have no idea.
I don't believe so.
I don't think
I'm
so.
not entirely sure.
I'll
Nintendo
look it
does not like you to talk to your friends.
It kind of feels that way, doesn't it?
Yeah,
They want you to call your friends over and play in the house.
I mean, still.
So look, if you have an OG Switch, you've had it from day of release.
Yeah.
And and it's fading. You having really bad, drift. Something that can't be fixed.
Basically, if it's time to upgrade, then by all means, go for it.
If it's time to get another one, and you're going to spend the same amount of money on another OG as opposed to the OLED, fine.
I'd go
Get
for the OLED. Yeah.
I get that. That makes perfect sense to me. But
We're not
when
going
you
to tell you how to
have,
spend your money, though.
well, no, I try not to. But when you have a perfectly good Switch or Switch Lite, and you're looking at that as opposed to the OLED, and the only thing you're getting is a deeper saturated color,
It's not worth it.
it doesn't seem like it's worth it to me.
Yeah, because you could just buy a fucking dope-ass OLED TV and just dock the game and play it in TV mode.
Into which then you're getting 1080. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
But
only
you can have that contrast and brightness on your OLED TV.
true.
So apparently for the Wii, I don't know if you ever heard of this, but the Wii Speak came out. It was a microphone accessory for the Wii console that connected through USB, and the device could
Connect
be
on the
placed.
nunchucks, like.
Well, it could be placed near the video display, allowing voice chat to be conducted with the entire room as it is placed on top of the sensor bar. And it had an LED to indicate when it was active. The lifespan was only from November 16th, 08 to...
Go left!
yeah.
Jump!
The lifespan,
Yeah.
I believe it wasn't very long, but it did say the Wii Speak accessory was succeeded by the embedded microphone in the Wii U's gamepad controller. So there was an
Okay, so they
embedded
stepped
microphone,
up. They weirdly stepped up with the Wii U, and then
which
took
is
a
widely
step
regarded
back.
as one of like
the worst
well,
consoles.
like the worst Nintendo console. And then they upgrade. Now they made what's widely regarded as one of the best
Yes.
consoles they've ever had. But then they took it's like how much you're Nintendo. You should have more money to play with. Why do we
They-
gotta like strip away features to be able to make something else better? You're Nintendo.
I mean, look, once again, they know people are going to buy it. You
Absolutely.
have,
For sure.
you have devout fucking Nintendo people. Who get almost every game, who
i.e.
buy
my
every
neighbor.
single console.
My neighbor.
Yes, yeah,
Oh.
PJ, absolutely.
Well, Nintendo is also still one of the very few consoles left, not the only console where those games you're only getting on Nintendo. You're never getting a Zelda game on any of the other systems. You're never getting a Mario game. Well, for the foreseeable future, as far as I know. They'd get swallowed, I feel like, if they lent those rights out to everybody else. Yeah. But, you know...
Or they could roll fucking bank.
So people are always gonna buy those consoles. But like Ant said, I wouldn't buy this one. Not that it's not better. It's not the best thing it could be, but there's no argument that it's better than the other ones that they have. But if you are going to turn around and release, which I really think they will, one that's got higher, graphic capabilities and stuff like that, wait for that one. Because then there's nothing to complain about.
Well, then...
Minus the party chat feature. That
besides the fact of this being an absolute money grab, what the hell was the point?
But you just said the point.
Yeah.
That was the point. They know they'll be able
to only a money
off
grab.
Yeah. Now, if they were if they discontinued the OG Switch altogether, then that also just eliminates that, and
into which this is the only thing you have left to buy.
What's the price tag difference between this one and the OG?
$299 and $349. Okay. I don't know the actual.
What you said $299 and
$299 is the Nintendo Switch, and then this one's $349.
$50. That's the difference.
That's what I'm saying.
At this point, you might as well just discontinue the old one and roll with this.
That's
one.
what I'm.
Because if this is your base model, then you're not doing that bad.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's what I'm saying. The thing is, though, is like if you come out with another one, like you're talking about, or the 4K capability and all that kind of stuff. What is that then? Is that going to be $399?
Probably.
And if that's only $399,
probably
that's not bad.
No, you can't complain with that because look at the prices of the other systems you have, and you don't have the option of taking it on the go with an OLED screen.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if you have if you have 8K, sorry, if you have, who knows?
Jesus,
if you have
no, that would be worth it.
If you have 4K and all this shit, and you want to charge $399, that's the steal of all the systems.
Yep.
So, but I mean, they were talking about.
We did forget to mention the adjustable stand,
which is cool.
The wide-angle adjustable stand.
I at least want to go ahead and put it out there. Yeah, because before
that's like one of the coolest things they did to this thing.
We left it out.
I know.
Before it's just a little stick that you can go ahead and just kind of angle it. I mean, this one goes. Basically 3/4 of the back.
Yep.
And and it has multiple spots that you can go ahead and make it stop.
Did we talk about the enhanced audio or no? Because
it
does also have that.
Yes,
it does have better speakers.
Yeah. Who makes them?
Nintendo.
I was waiting to see if you had an answer.
Bose.
I don't actually know, but it is better. No change in the Joy-Cons, to my knowledge.
I'm interested though in the battery life. So they say that the battery life is exactly the same.
4.5 to 9 hours.
However, you're working with an OLED screen,
which should be consuming much more power.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah. So I'm curious. Maybe not. I don't know.
Well, is the trade-off the fact that it's dimmer? Does that have an effect? Because OLED screens are more dim than the other ones, so maybe it doesn't cost or take as much battery life to run it.
OLED screens they create more brightness and contrast. So how is it dimmer?
Are you sure?
Yep.
I know they have a higher contrast, but I thought that the brightness.
OLED displays are more efficient than LCD displays since OLED panels are controlled via brightness, and therefore their power consumption much more precisely. But the display having been sized up, there is more screen to power, and thus the battery saving may have been negated. So,
well, here's what's confusing.
So because you have a little bit of a bigger screen, but yet you if this was a 6.2 inch, you would be saving battery life. Oh. But because it's a 7-inch, that's why it basically negates what the battery life you would have saved, and that's why it's still roughly the same as the 6.2.
Makes sense.
Hold on. So the OG Switch was an LCD screen?
Yes.
I thought it was an LED for some reason. It was LCD?
Oh no! No. All right, so I'm reading off of Tom's guide.
Well, I know that. Well, that's what's confusing to me because if the OG Nintendo screen was an LED, why are we? Showing the comparison
it says in here multiple times, but I'm almost guaranteed this is a typo.
I would hope so.
It has to be. It has to be.
There's no point in talking about the difference between OLED and LCD.
And you're 100% right. That's why I'm saying I think this is a typo.
Okay.
I said LCD, but I said LCD, but I should have said LED.
Well,
look, I read what I saw, but still.
Yeah. Either Tom screwed up, or like that. Those are actually the right facts, and he just picked the wrong screen.
God damn it, Tom.
Because now, there's an easy way to figure that out. Is just look up the difference between OLED and LED and see if it matches up with that.
I'm pretty sure that's what Anthony's doing, or something close to it. No.
No. I
He's checking to see if his stock's up or down.
Guess what stonks?
Okay, so this is another website that says LCD touchscreen.
This is very, very confusing.
It is. Okay, see, we need to get to the bottom of this.
All right. Well, while these guys are doing that,
Why
I'll
is
just
OLED better
talk a
than
little bit
LCD?
about something else. So you got to think that there have been talks about a Nintendo Switch Pro.
All right, so...
Oh.
No, I found it already.
Oh, cool.
So from a Polygon.com, the standard Switch has a 6.2-inch LCD screen.
There you go.
So what I originally read in the beginning of the Tom's Guide website
When it
was
said-
incorrect when it said LED.
Okay,
It was an
so they fucked
LCD.
up. All right.
Okay, so
there
look,
it
that is definitely an upgrade. An LCD to an
100%.
OLED.
Yes.
100% upgrade, you know what I mean? So cool. But we're still circling around to the same thing at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Is that and an Ethernet connection worth
I mean,
Is it
some
worth
what it
to
is?
some it might be. If you're a streamer, yeah, I could potentially see the LAN cable being a good upgrade if you stream it. However, for me, somebody that plays the Switch in TV mode all the time,
That's what I was.
that OLED screen don't mean shit to me.
That's what I
Yeah,
was
'cause
gonna
you're not
say.
using
If-
it.
If you,
Yeah.
I would say the fact that it's only an extra $50. If you already have
Now,
a Switch,
yeah,
I
That's
would
dying.
say just rock with. If you have a Switch that works, I would say rock with the Switch that you have. If you don't have one yet and you want to get one, an extra $50 for a much better screen, LAN cord, better audio, I would say is worth an extra $50. But
Now-
is it worth, if you already have one, getting another one? I would say no.
here's my thing: if you're giving me a Nintendo Switch Lite OLED,
that sounds much more like an upgrade.
that's a game changer for me because
Because that's non-dockable.
but again, for me, I take that thing everywhere.
that a word?
I've
Did
played
we just
that.
make that? Is that a word?
I don't know.
Can you Google that? I don't want to know if you just made up a word or not. Because if you did,
Dockable.
I'm contacting Webster, dude. We need
Dockable.
undockable.
Undockable.
No, I said non.
He said
Oh,
non-dockable.
you said non-dock. That's even more incredible. So check that out.
Nope. It's two words, but it's not all one.
No, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it one.
In the show notes, Wes talks about Switches being non-dockable.
Oh my god.
What I was saying when you were looking this shit up though was that where there's smoke, there's usually always fire, and we talked about the Nintendo Switch Pro before. I can't imagine this is what they were talking about. I can't imagine that all the shit that was going around about a more beefed up version, because this really isn't that beefed up.
Now, what we heard before mainly was that Nintendo was buying up OLED screens.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we heard before. I don't remember hearing anything else really.
Oh no, I heard about like better graphical capability, and
an
still don't know
OLED
about-
screen would be better graphical capability technically.
Yeah,
But-
well, I don't
but-
see any of it.
But because you need the updated processor and chips and everything else inside, which obviously they didn't do.
Yeah, I can't think that this is it. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm not wrong.
I mean,
Like, I hope that they do come out with a crazy Switch Pro and that this just becomes the base model.
That would be cool.
Because you're not going to have four. You're not going to have. There'd be no reason to have. I mean, it's nice, I guess, to give people options because not everyone's got.
And I mean, look, I mean,
burning a hole in their pocket, but
I mean, like Xbox did that with the Xbox One X and then the One S.
Yeah, but they've released them at the same time.
Well, no, actually,
Did they?
Well, no. The One S was the all digital version of the One X, but it just had. I mean, it just had a little bit. It was a little bit of a downgrade with like different graphics and stuff like that. But that didn't come out until later, as opposed to the One X, because I had the One X.
so to wrap this thing up in a pretty little bow, would you buy it?
In my current situation, no. If I had a Switch that was dying, like we were saying earlier,
If you needed a new Switch,
if I
would you buy the
needed
one
a
you had
new
now or this one?
Switch, no, I would go with the OLED just because $50. I mean, $50 just makes. I will pay for that upgrade.
That's fair. That's what I'm saying.
But in my current situation, where I have a Switch and a Switch Lite, absolutely not.
And your Switch works perfectly fine.
Both of them work perfectly fine. I would not. I would wait for the Pro, because the Pro is the true upgrade. This
Which
is not.
again, we don't know if they were just speculating. We don't know that that's actually happening, but
But this to me, this isn't really an upgrade in my mind. Anthony,
No.
I love his one-word answers.
Short
I mean,
and sweet.
it's just
He's got both. You have both, don't you?
yeah, I have both just like
He's in the
Wes.
same situation
Yeah.
too. He's got both and they work. I
Even
don't
if-
have both, but I have one and it works.
Yeah, that's it. I don't need it if I have shit that works. It's just wasting money at that point.
Andy?
I mean, before, yeah.
I went first. What you mean?
Yeah, he said no.
All right. So another thing that we had this week was the Sony State of Play. And the big part of it was a 9-minute gameplay of Deathloop,
Yeah.
which is actually pretty cool. But I mean, we also got some other games as well. We got Moss Book 2. And I've never played a Moss game before. This was really weird to watch. Number one, it's in VR.
Yeah, as was the first one.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
Because
that.
that's when I played. I played it for the first time on VR, and I actually think you farted around with it too at my house at one point.
It was really cool.
It was actually a lot of fun. It's like a.
I think I just did the
it's
demo,
a-
though.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
It was good, though.
It's a yeah.
Don't
it's
ever
like
say that again. I'm going to fucking pull your beard off.
Samesies.
Oh, I fucking hate that.
Samesies. Bet.
It was neat looking. Like, you have basically a glove on your arm that you can go ahead and kind of grow grass and shit to go ahead and make bridges and stuff. Like, that's kind of what I saw.
Yeah, I don't remember that from the first one. It was just kind of like a puzzle.
Did you have a sword?
Side-scrolling. I don't remember. I just remember more of the puzzles. I do believe there was a sword, actually. Yeah, but I do remember the puzzles. But
It doesn't look like your standard VR game, though, because normal VR games is kind of like first person, and this doesn't look like it's like that.
No, not really, because like when you play Astro's Playroom was the one for the PS5, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
one that came out with the PS4 that came with it, it was another version of that. It was like that game, but you just got to oversee everything, but it wasn't first person.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's actually cool when you can see the entire environment and see your character moving. It's it's wild. But this definitely looks way more in depth than the first one. The first one I believe was just strictly
Side
scrolling.
Correct.
I believe.
Oh, okay. All right. So
the fact that this
you have
one has
much
a
better
more-
angles and everything, too, now.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Neat. So another game that came out was called... you like that ending? Neat.
Dadder Full Send right there.
What?
Neat.
What did he say?
Arcade-Geddon was the next one. Jesus
This motherfucker running through doors, fucking...
It's a brand new IP for PlayStation by Ilphonic. It kind of reminds me of like the way people look, kind of like Osmosis Jones.
Yep,
It kind of has that feel to me.
definitely does.
What a throwback, dude.
Dude, yo, it was the first thing I
Holy
thought of. You know me when I
moly.
saw it.
Tell
Animated
him he's
Chris
wrong.
Rock.
Tell him he's wrong, though. Look at him.
He's not.
It's exactly what they look like.
He's not wrong.
I mean, it looks like it's a
Looks like
third-person
fucking
shooter. I mean, it kind of looks like a Fortnite style, a little bit. Different biomes that you have to go ahead
Yeah.
and fight through. I mean, it looks kind of neat. I mean, I probably wouldn't play just because it's just not normally my style of game, but
It looks a little too hectic to be my style of game these days. Yeah. There's just too much going on.
a lot of analog movement to go ahead and try to see what you need to see. A lot of
also-
stuff happening around you.
It also, without cars, looks like Destruction All-Stars meets Knockout City. So, right there, I'm nervous.
Well, Knockout City is fun, though.
Is it? Did you get to play it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I played a little bit with Hav like a month ago.
Sweet.
It's actually a fun game. And I'm pretty sure it's still on Game Pass.
It does look
And it's a
pretty
3v3. I mean, so we could eventually mess with it.
cool. I mean, I'm never against trying something out. Fuck it.
Another game that is going to be coming out is the Season 1 for Tribes of Midgard. That's going to be dropping on July 27th. It's just standard over-the-top RPG game. It definitely has a bunch of like Diablo
Like,
feels.
I was
You
about
are
to say
a
Diablo kinda
well,
thing.
no. So you're a character that got brought back to life,
Oh,
and
this
then
looks dope.
you need to go ahead and go up against Odin's like apocalyptic you mean like things that he's created to go ahead and try to destroy the world.
I do really like these top-down RPGs.
Actually,
I really
I
do.
just talked about this
Oh, did you?
in our last fucking episode, I think.
Did you? Was it one of the free games of the?
Nope.
Because that was our last episode.
The one before that one, I think it was just you and me, Wes.
Oh, so that was then that was the E3.
That was the E3. I talked about this.
Yeah, this was also part of not Gearbox, but it was who the fuck else?
Yep. Don't remember.
God damn it.
But I talked about it. Because I said one
Well,
of
no,
the
it-
games that we didn't talk about that I'm interested in seeing is Tribes of Midgard.
Oh no, you know, it was Gearbox because I mean it was also within the same thing with Godfall and everything else.
Was it?
Yeah,
Guerrilla Collective, Gearbox.
Guerrilla Collective.
Well, I'm just saying.
Oh,
these are-
you're
I'm saying
reading out.
I'm saying those
Okay.
are the things that you sent me, so it
Yeah.
had to be one of those.
I think it was Gearbox. I think you're right, yeah.
So the next one that we have is called Fist
Was that a-
Forge in Shadow Torch.
I thought
Is
that
that a
said
bunny rabbit?
I thought that
Yes,
said,
it is.
That was a bunny rabbit with a metal arm.
I thought it
Yes.
said fist
That's
forward. I was like, what are we doing?
Sick.
Fist Forge.
That's what I thought it said. I was like, what are we doing? Where are we
So
going?
this game's going to be coming out for the PS4 and PS5 September 7th, and you are basically
This
you
is
are
crazy.
a Robo Rabbit
Side
with a
scroller.
mechanical arm. Yeah, it's a side scroller. I remember seeing this during other state of plays, and I always thought that it was interesting. I mean,
That's pretty cool.
it could be a nice little single player to go ahead and fuck around with.
Yeah.
That is one of the stupidest yet most badass things I've ever heard you say on this podcast. You are a robo rabbit with a mechanical arm. That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
See, that looks gnarly.
But it works.
Everything in the ocean just spinning around you, like that shit looked insane. Yeah.
This looks fucking crazy. Again, stupid as hell, but it looks crazy and it looks fun.
Fist.
How do you pitch that and have it work? When you're sitting in the room with these people that have amazing ideas for video games, how do you pitch that? So
Ready? Like this. Yeah, hey, I got something.
Kyle, what do you got?
I had to be Kyle. Oh, wait, let me crack open a monster.
That's Chad.
Oh, that is Chad. Well, it could be Kyle. It could be either or.
You need
Anyway,
like a pink button up if you're Chad.
by the way, got a great idea. Hear me out. It's a bunny, right? It's a bunny.
Keep talking.
Yep. Mech arm.
Make it.
That's how that conversation went. I'm pretty sure.
Shut up and use all our money.
Yeah. Here. Yes. Use all of it. Pretty sure that's how it happened.
So the next game is Hunter's Arena Legends.
Wait. Did you have to enter your birth date in to watch this?
Because it has partial nudity in the...
Oh my God! For fuck's sake.
Yeah, so I had to enter my birthday.
Oh my God.
You know, I never had to enter my birth date in health class.
Yeah,
There was
me
all
neither.
sorts of nudity in there.
There was tons of partial nudity.
Right. I wasn't prepared at 11 to see titties, but I did it.
Done did it. This man done seen titties and dick titties same day. Think about it.
That's incredible. This actually looks pretty wild. What the fuck? Okay. You lost me now.
That's why he entered.
This game, Hunter's Arena Legends, looked super sick until this dude just walked out looking like he was about to play like semi-pro dodgeball in the 80s.
So it is a 30-player melee game
Oh God.
with an overhead combat system. It definitely looks interesting. I mean,
You know how I know that I've gotten old? You know how when you're trying to watch something on YouTube, you just want to watch something and you see that like a video's like 18 minutes long and you're like, nope, too long. That's how I'm with video games now. And when it gets over a certain amount, like if more than 4 people can play this game, I'm like, oh God, it just sounds like too much.
Yeah.
I don't want it. I
can't do these.
64 person battle. Nah.
You
I'm
keep
okay.
all 64 people.
Yeah. No. Is there a single player mode for me to just relax?
Sifu.
yeah, so the next one that we have is Sifu. So this one is something that Anthony is very excited for.
This shit
Yeah,
looks
this is
sick.
good.
It looks
the one where-
nasty.
This was the
When
one where
you
the dude
die,
was beating ass
you
down.
age.
Yeah, he was beating all the dudes' asses down that hallway.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think when we first talked about this, you're gonna die. You're like a part of
you're supposed to.
You're supposed to.
Yes.
Absolutely. Part of the because when you die and you age, as if I remember correctly, when you age is when
You get more skill set, or
you start to perfect your martial art.
Yes.
I'm gonna die 32 times immediately on purpose just to be this badass
Well,
7-year-old dude
Now,
that knows everything.
I don't think
it
that's how
looks,
that works.
Now it looks like you don't.
There's going to be
I don't
times
know if
that
you
die.
control what age you go to next because it's between like 2 and 5 and 7 years every
Yeah.
time.
And I'm assuming there's a
it's
time
little bit
where
different.
like
we're watching the trailer right now. Even dude's got a bat and he's about to just go to town on these motherfuckers, dude.
I'm assuming there's a time where you're like dead. That'd be cool if the game worked that way.
And I think it will when you get old enough. And I think that's what it is. You mean when you get to X amount of years, that's when technically you're dead.
I like there to be certain levels of that in a game that force you to be somewhat careful, knowing that you might have to do this shit all over again if you just while out. Like there is a finality to it at some point.
Yeah. So the game's
That's
gonna be
cool.
coming out early 2022.
That's
It's
dope.
definitely gonna be neat. Next one we have is Jet the Far Shore.
Is this that fucking stupid one where you're like checking out different planets and shit, or different? The thing that Yup. Where I was like, oh, this. Yep. I was like, oh, this looks like some goofy first edition No Man's Sky shit.
Okay, so
This'll work.
So the interesting about this is that there is there's no fighting mechanic at all in the game.
It's just
So,
exploration, right?
It's just exploration and basically resource finding. I mean,
All right, I'm going to go shoot myself in the foot. That's how excited I am about this.
thankfully you said foot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, my foot.
It's a weird game. It's definitely a strange game. It's one of those interesting indies.
Look, I'm not
Keep it to yourself.
I'm not hating on indie companies, but because I love indie companies, we know that. But this, like,
Yeah.
if you poured a shitload of resources into this,
Go.
look, I hope I'm wrong. I hope it ends up being like the best game ever, and I got to eat my words. I hope so.
Game of the year?
I don't know if it's going to go that far.
Doubtful.
Personally, but.
Doubtful. Maybe it'll be the third best game of the day,
Of the day.
of whatever that comes out that day.
Oh, God.
I don't believe we have anything on when this game actually comes out.
I will put that behind whatever skin comes out for Fortnite that day.
Jesus Christ.
No, I thought I was bad.
I know, right? The next one we have is Demon Slayer.
Do it.
Temetsu
Don't do it.
Temetsu no
Don't. Now we're just switching
Yaiba.
letters.
No, I fucked up.
I know.
Yaba the
Hut?
Hinokami
Yep.
Chronicles.
Yeah, but the hut.
This actually looks kind of cool.
Yeah, this game
It looks like you ever see Okami?
Yeah.
That's what it's called with the fucking crazy ass. Is it wolf? Like white wolf?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Looks like that. Oh, he's Naruto running. That's what's up. So fast.
With a pig head.
Yeah.
I mean, literally,
Straight
you
up
are...
like Japanese anime shit.
Yes.
Straight up. All the goofiness that comes with them too.
Uh,
What the fuck?
That was the demon.
That was
it's,
Demon Gene Simmons.
I mean, it is an anime.
Demon Gene Simmons. His wife is so happy. Sorry, children.
I wonder if everything just always takes place in this dojo.
Oh, there is too much happening right now.
There's a lot happening. But it honestly looks pretty cool.
You know you're going against a motherfucker that's super confident when you have all these weapons and he's just in like a fucking loincloth. Like, that would worry me. That would worry the shit out of me.
Yeah, so I believe this is essentially the entire run of all the PS4 games. You know what I mean? You get all of them. And that's going to be coming out October 15th.
For the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5.
Yes. Ooh. So the next one we have is Lost Judgment. Now, this game, it's very hyper-realistic. You mean with the graphics?
Whoa. You ain't lying.
No. It's going to be coming out for the PS4 and PS5 September 24th. It's very Yakuza.
Yakuza ain't this hype. Or you don't mean graphically?
No, okay. Fighting wise, and you mean and like power ups and shit like that. You mean it looks very Yakuza.
That looks fucking insane.
Yeah, the graphics on this for the cutscenes are fucking ridiculous.
But why is it when they go for hyper realism they can never get the fucking mouths right?
There's two things they never get right.
The mouth and the hands.
The hands. Anthony is very disgusted with the gaming world, with the hands and how they're drawn and how they're done.
This was a conversation we had a while ago. Actually, during our E3 event.
Yeah, it was E3.
Do you remember that? I literally lost it.
No, but like I feel like at some point your voice is just gonna go away.
And then you get to go ahead and have a little bit of a DDR. You get to do a little bit of motorcycle racing.
This looks pretty okay.
Some Tony Hawk.
All right, so
you know what
this
looks
looks
like?
pretty fucking cool. It looks like they don't know what the fuck type of game they want to be.
No. This looks like a better, because look at the outfit he's wearing, right?
What the fuck?
Hold up.
It looks like a mix of like Yakuza and Saints Row.
No.
It's got some Devil May Cry in it too.
Yeah, it's got a mix of everything, dude. Oh, I don't care.
Can you go back to that combo that he just did, where he just flipped that dude upside down and punched him in the chest 14 times? That was unnecessary. That was like Tony Jaa.
It was necessary.
That was crazy. Yeah, just right from here. That is insane.
And then he
That
kicked him
is
in
And
the
then he
face.
kicks him square in the face.
That is
That's
sick.
dope.
Okay, so this Lost
shit looks
Judgment
good.
game
It looks
is worth checking out. Like, it looks pretty sweet. It looks pretty sweet. If you don't get hung up on mouth and hands, it looks pretty sweet. I mean,
No.
in the world of hands, it doesn't look terrible.
Dude, the nail went like down to the fucking to the back of the digit, dude.
It went back to the first knuckle. Shut up. He had an extra long
That
fucking...
was not good.
He had first knuckle nail.
So like I said, this is going to be coming out for the PS4 and PS5 September 24th. I'm actually excited for this. That looks like it's going to end up being a fun game.
Can we just skip this one, please?
No, we can't. We can't skip it.
We'll say it. That's it.
Yeah, thank
The
you.
Death Stranding Director's Cut is going to be coming out for the PS5. You're going to have new missions, new equipment, and more porters. I saw something that had to do with like a better motorcycle. You get like a little robot guy with feet to go ahead and like carry your boxes and shit, stuff like that. So it makes going across the vast wastelands better.
It maybe, and hopefully also with the director's cut comes more of a fucking explanation on what the hell is even happening
Doubt
in
it.
that damn game.
Doubt it. And the last one that we're going to talk about is the main reason why they did this state of play, and it is Deathloop.
Interesting. It's Bethesda.
Well,
I mean, they have that
this is one
deal with
yeah. This one that was basically grandfather clause into the into everything that happened with the Bethesda deal.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So you go ahead.
There's always cause to pause when it's Bethesda, and it's a new IP.
And I mean, like the graphics and everything are. I mean, like the first person shooter style looks very similar to everything else we know from Bethesda. I mean, and what they've done, but it doesn't even look that bad.
It looks kind of like BioShock. I don't think it looks bad.
No, it looks good.
I don't think it looks bad.
So this is one of those games to where anytime you die, you end up back on the shores of this island, and you need to go ahead and kill. I believe it's 8 people that run the island, but everybody's out to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
So you end up having different abilities. Like I believe there's a cloaking ability. I mean, you have like some type of telekinesis to where you can go ahead and like throw people up in the air and and knock them like off of like cliffs and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a really, really neat looking first person shooter, and the girl that you're constantly going up against that's trying to kill you is always in your ear. So she's always talking shit, no matter what. So you're always a part of having her just around you.
That's pretty sick.
So the main thing that they showed with this gameplay trailer was you had to go up against Alexei the Wolf, and you had to kill him. And they had him in in this one room.
He was featured in a lot of the trailers so far, right?
Yeah, they showed him in a bunch. But they have this one, like we're showing it kind of right now. We're looking at it, and in this room, it's kind of like America's Got Talent thing, except for if they don't think you're good, you're gonna fall through a pit and you're gonna die. So, like right there. So, you need to go ahead and sorry, sidetrack a little bit. Another thing about this game is that like all the henchmen around the island, they're all talking about all different types of things. Like you need to actually kind of like sit back and like listen to this stuff, because they will tell you like how to get into these different fortresses to be able to get in and like really stealth yourself out and really find where you need to be.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So there's definitely a really, really neat stealth component to this game. So like right here, you're listening to how this guy is talking to find out whether this guy is Alexei or not, because everybody's wearing those wolf masks. So you're not really sure which one is that character.
Yeah.
And then eventually what you do is, you're also able to teleport too. Kind of like, what are you going to say?
Thinking to myself, hold on. I'll get back to you.
Okay. So what they went ahead and did was, with certain characters, when they die, they have this like aura around them, and you can absorb that aura, and then anytime you die again, you're able to save like your guns or your ammo or your different gadgets, as opposed to like a standard rogue light like to where that when you die you lose everything.
That's legit.
That's exactly what I thought. So, see how I just teleported?
Yeah.
That teleportation, I've seen it somewhere before. In another Bethesda game. Oh, I thought you look like you knew.
Dishonored?
Yep.
Dishonored.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same exact style of teleportation. Like
I've
legit.
never played.
Like different. It's like a different fucking color. Like
there are Dishonored games on the Game Pass right now. I have one downloaded, but I haven't actually messed with it.
I thought they were all on there, aren't they?
There's only
2.
There's only 2.
There's 3, I thought.
There's one. There's the definitive edition of 1, and there's 2. I think.
I think there's only 2.
Oh.
I could be wrong. I'm not gonna say I'm right.
I
But that is exactly what that looks like. It's legit identical. Just the teleportation to like how you're teleporting from one to the next is like purple. That's it.
That's interesting. All right, so it's basically just a copy and paste.
For the teleportation part of it, yeah.
So at the end of this trailer, you have your character talking with the woman that wants to assassinate you, and you're just kind of basically, as a dummy, you're just standing in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
And then she comes up from this one window, and she just snipes the shit out you. And then guess what? You start from the beginning again. The game comes out September 14th. It is coming out for the PS5. So you're going to have all the capabilities of the haptic controls and everything else. Even that you expect from a PS5 game.
So, if you want to scroll back over so I can just one by one go through them again real quick, I'm pretty sure, not like actually watch them again, I just want to see that so I remember what they are. That's a pretty solid state of play.
It was like a half hour, 45-minute state of play. When I sat there and watched it.
I think there's only one thing I saw there that I don't know. I'd give a peep to all of them, but knowing that the first Moss is fun, I don't know how I don't know how much fun it would be outside of VR. That may have something to do with it, but I would check out the second one. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, so the games that you had were Moss, Book 2. You had Arcade-ageddon,
That one
which was that
one
Osmosis Jones looking game.
Yeah, I could skip that.
I could skip that. This Tribes of Midgard.
Tribes of Midgard.
That looks cool.
You have Fist Forged in Shadow Torch. That was the
we
bunny.
all know how that conversation went down. How
Yeah.
this game
And
got made,
I actually
so
kind of like that one.
That's a go.
Hunter's Arena Legends.
That was good. Sifu.
Sifu.
Absolutely. Jet.
Jet the Far Shore.
Jet.
Demon Slayer.
Yep.
The Hinokami Chronicles. Lost Judgment.
100%.
Sick, yeah.
Death Stranding Director's Cut.
Nope.
And then Deathloop.
Yeah, so solid. I'd say, 2 games that I don't really care about, but the other ones,
Everything else
they
is still
seem
still pretty good.
Pretty fucking solid. Pretty solid.
Yeah.
And that State of Play came out of nowhere, right? Like, we didn't know it long in advance that it was happening?
It dropped the same day as the OLED information.
Interesting.
And it was funny. I kept on seeing
gamesmanship
people like tag Xbox, and they were like, "So what y'all got to say?"
Nothing.
Because yeah, I mean they didn't come out with anything, but everybody's like, "All right, so Nintendo did this, Sony did this. What the fuck's Microsoft have to say?" And they were just completely silent.
They'll give something. Watch next month. New system. Oh, what? Pro version of the fucking Series X. What? That's a thing? Fuck off.
So we gave y'all OLED. We gave y'all State of Play.
Yeah, we did.
Now let's give you news.
Welcome to the news.
Only a few little bits of news here. Xbox donated $10,000 to a charity in memory of dog meat. I mean, when we went ahead and found out, unfortunately, that the dog River, who was, the dog's likeness was portrayed as dog meat in Fallout 4, passed away last week. And from that, Xbox has decided to donate $10,000 to a charity. I find that pretty badass for them to go ahead and do something like that.
So a dog has to die from a video game for them to donate money?
I think they're doing it in the dog's name.
I'm sure Xbox probably donates plenty of money around.
So it looks like the people that they donated to was the MCHS Humane Society, and yeah, they serve the county that Bethesda's in, which is Rockville, Maryland. That's where the main offices are located. So going ahead and kind of giving back to the home area, that's pretty cool. I can dig that. Another thing I want to go ahead and talk about was NetherRealm has decided to no longer put out any DLCs for Mortal Kombat 11.
Okay.
No, the DLCs are usually just the new characters, right?
You have new characters.
I feel like they've...
Characters, skins.
I feel like they've added so many.
They have.
Can relax.
Yes,
They've done a
they
lot.
can chill out and go
They can
fucking start
Make Mortal Kombat 12.
or a different
no, actually,
game.
I don't think that's what they're working on.
Give me a fucking DC. Give me a DC game.
So I believe
They made all the Batman.
A lot of people are talking about them going ahead and working on another Injustice game.
Don't give me that, because all it is a
or
fucking copy and paste for fucking Mortal Kombat. Don't do that.
People are also talking about a Marvel vs. DC game.
No, don't do that either. Give me something that's like fucking DC.
You
like,
know-
give me something that's badass, like Batman Arkham Asylum series was, and
Yeah.
make it a DC fucking thing again for like a
See,
character.
You just made
We're
me-
already
you just
getting a
made me
bunch
think
of
of
stuff in the
something.
Bat world anyway because of Gotham Knights and I believe there's another game that's coming out too that had to do with like the Bat family.
Remember when
Yeah.
you and I had the conversation, whatever the last episode was that he wasn't here for? When
He for?
he wasn't here
I wasn't here for that one.
When you asked me about a game that I wanted from, was it from Sony Interactive or was it from Naughty Dog? I don't remember, but you said like what next game would you want, and that's when we talked about like, man, how cool it would be to have a game like a Venom game or a Carnage game or something like that. He just made me think, you know how sick it would be to have a Joker game? That would probably be so sick. A game built around Joker with you playing as the Joker.
Just villains. Just a fucking game of villains would just be.
Because I'm so used to playing as heroes, which is
I
cool
would
or not, but
love to
a
fucking
Joker
play
game
like
would-
a
just a
Joker
fucking-
origin story game
so sick.
and start
dude.
there and then work your way up.
Just work from there and just you mean just go just straight through like the DC Rogues Gallery, dude. Captain
Give
Cold,
me-
It'd be so sick, like showing down with
Scarecrow.
Batman at the end and
Scarecrow,
whatnot.
Man Bat. You know what I mean? Go ahead and get like King Shark, dude. You can get
Yeah.
like
One can only get so hard.
He just made me think of that when he said.
I literally just.
But
gave
that is a awesome idea though. Yeah, just having just a straight up Joker
Never gonna
game,
happen,
and then and then also the best thing about it, I mean, you could have, obviously, you can only have one or two people do Joker, which would either be Troy Baker or it would be Mark Hamill.
Well, yeah, probably Mark Hamill.
Troy Baker is a damn good Joker though.
Yeah, but Luke.
That's all we gotta say. Luke.
But Luke. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at another Arkham game. Either.
No. What I'm saying is they've made all of the Arkham games. I don't want to see another one. Make something different. Make something different. Your Mortal Kombat games, dope. Injustice games, dope. But it's a copy and paste from Mortal Kombat, just using DC superheroes. I don't fucking need to see it.
I would much rather see.
What can you do with another Mortal Kombat?
If they wanted to do, if they want to do another DC game, I would much rather see. Instead of being Batman, I would much rather see like Nightwing. That's a Nightwing game would be.
That's what I'm talking about.
Fucking cool.
But that's what I'm talking about.
Completely different skill set.
Yes, give me.
He
somebody
does everything
different.
so much different.
Give me something. Give me something different.
Or even Red Hood. Red Hood would be another one because he kills. He doesn't care. Jason Todd doesn't give a fuck. So.
Let's go. But anyway, that's what I'd like to see.
But yeah, I mean, they're gonna come out with another Mortal Kombat, but like, what do you do with that anymore? Aside from just add another character. Like, what else do you do? I'm not trying to sound like a dick. I like the Mortal Kombat game.
Oh, I'm sure we're gonna hear from from our resident Mortal Kombat expert.
He would be the one to tell me what else they can do, unless you try. And I know he's gonna probably want to rip my head off for saying this. But that one game that they tried to do, I think for N64, I believe, the one that wasn't just a fighting game, it was also like a side scroller. It had some like leveling up element to it. I think it. You can look it up for me, bro. It was just type in a Mortal Kombat game for N64. He's gonna know exactly which one, and it was awful. But I'm saying, unless they tried a different, maybe making a Mortal Kombat game that wasn't strictly
Motherfucker
fighting.
just said N63.
I did.
Come on, bro. Mythologies. Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero. That game was awful. One of the worst games I've ever played. Probably one of the worst games to ever come out on N64. But I got where they were trying to go with it. But maybe you could do something like that, where it's not just your typical Mortal Kombat game. Maybe you actually play through a story mode with some of these guys. That'd be dope.
God damn, people want a lot of money for that fucking game now.
How much?
90.
Jesus, someone will pay for it. Someone will pay for it.
Somebody, sure as fuck ain't me. I mean, that's for PlayStation. I mean, for the N64 version, they want $47, but
the controls were ridiculous. The game was literally ass. I'm pretty sure Alex would not disagree. If he does, that would surprise me. But the game was absolutely butt cheeks.
All right, so the last thing that we have is...
I do have one other thing after you, but I'm going to need you to look it up because for whatever reason, it's not working.
All right. Last thing we have to talk about, second to last thing we have to talk about is a VR version of the Blair Witch game, which Andy played on Freaky Friday. Now,
thank goodness I played it before the VR shit came out.
This one, the VR is going to be, it's for Oculus Rift, and that is a Facebook...
I'd have gotten out of it.
Facebook-based... well, it's owned by Facebook, so so it's their whole system. And I mean, look, we already say number one, fuck Facebook, but I don't know, man. I don't want to fuck with it. My boy Adrian from Unknown Games Podcast sent this to me, and he was talking about how there's no way in hell he would touch it unless he ends up getting like 100 subs on YouTube or something like that, or Twitch. And I told him, I'm like, it's nice to see another whore for the brand. Because watching him do VR is actually hilarious because of the room that he does everything in. I mean, it's very tight.
Yeah.
So when he was playing something else in VR. He was playing a Phasmophobia in VR, which is a incredible fucking game.
Yeah.
And like he ended up like being huddled up and like curled up in a ball on the ground when this demonic possession came to get him.
So he was in the fetal position.
Yes, and it was really, really funny.
The only thing I wanted to talk about was because it is or at least still is a big story, the paywall for the Ghost of Tsushima director's cut. That they're doing that shit that we bitched about for Control, where the director's cut coming out. If you want the upgrade for PS5, they're making you pay for it. It's not like a full price, but I think
I already beat it.
I think rather than
I already platinumed it.
Well,
so
no,
I don't really give a fuck.
it's not just it's got like DLCs and shit. I think so. It gives you a whole other island, like a whole other island with like
Fuck
new shit to do.
New ammo, new armor, and all that other type of shit.
New everything. It's basically a DLC, but so.
Yeah, so we're looking at this off of pushsquare.com, and Sony fans bicker over the cost of Ghost of Tsushima's PS5 paywall.
I don't necessarily know that they're necessarily bickering about the. I think they're just mad.
I'm
at
pretty
the
sure
fact
people
that
are pretty fucking pissed.
I think they're just pissed that there's a cost in general, not necessarily what the dollar amount is. I think they're just mad like, hey, if I have the game already, you know, why can't you just do a normal?
We'll see.
Whatever DLCs are these days, why are you charging me $20?
I mean, a lot of them are though. A lot of them are $20.
DLCs
You know what I mean?
these
Yeah,
days?
DLCs.
That's why people are getting them season passes, man.
Well, yeah, because like the DLC. The DLC for Pokemon, the newest Pokemon game was roughly $20-$30. The director's cut. The season passes for 1 and 2 for Borderlands were both roughly $30 each.
So this cost you $30 basically
Yeah.
to do this.
And so you're talking about half the price of the game just for a DLC.
I mean, look, I'm not necessarily
For
happy
DLC
about it.
and the next gen edition.
And the next gen.
Now, another thing they're also doing with this is that you're also getting the improved 3D audio, DualSense controller support, and you're also getting the Japanese lip sync to actually. They're actually redoing in the game, in the entire game, and the DLC, the Japanese lip sync to go ahead and make it match up. I mean, they are putting like a lot more background stuff into it.
I didn't see any issues with it.
I think the
when
only.
I played it.
I think the. Yeah, I certainly didn't see any.
The sync was great.
I think the thing that people are probably the most mad about is the fact that at this point, I don't think they know these motherfuckers make enough money. Like, why do you have to charge for the upgrade?
Yeah.
Like, just charge me for the DLC, but if I already bought the game, can't you just give... Because a lot of companies have done that. They've given you a free next-gen upgrade.
Correct.
Yes.
So, like, why can't you just give me a free next-gen upgrade and then charge me for the DLC?
Yeah, just charge me the $19.99 for the DLC and give me the upgrade for free.
Yeah. It's which is, I mean,
makes way too much fucking sense though. But hey, you know what?
Let's that extra $10.
Let's be fucking greedy. Yeah, and let's grab that extra $10. How about you eat a fucking dick?
I mean, one of the biggest ones that we talked about here, which something that I went on a complete fucking tirade on, was Control.
Well, they went all the way the other way. Didn't you basically pay like the same price of the game almost, or no? Or am I tripping?
Oh no, you paid for an entirely. Yeah,
you paid for the game all over.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
which was absolutely fucking bonkers.
Yeah, that's taking dick mode all the way.
Yeah, this is only halfway.
Yeah, you're still halfway.
But you're still getting dick down halfway.
A halfway dick is still a dick. So
yeah,
you're
and Andy's about to get 50,000 units of D. Later.
You're getting that OG.
His night is already set.
Yeah, Andy's night is set.
You're getting that OG Switch haptic.
Fuckers.
But yeah, I mean that's the only part that sucks is that companies are still charging you for a next gen upgrade when you already have the game.
Yeah, like
does that $10 really make much sense? Like, does
this
really
game made so much fucking money. This game was just so critically acclaimed.
It's a great game.
To where that they could have easily went ahead and did the same thing that many other ones have done. I mean, within this mid-console weird situation that we're in, of going ahead and saying, okay, free upgrade, you're good.
And it's funny because as much as, in my opinion, there's people that would vehemently disagree, but as much as I think Death Stranding stinks, just because I don't understand what the fuck's going on, they were at least smart enough because they have a similar situation going on. When all this happened and the backlash happened, they cut theirs. So now for their like director's cut or whatever for the next gen thing, it's just $10 and you get all of it, as opposed to paying for an upgrade and then paying for the shit on top of it.
So
they just drop their shit to just $10 and it gets you everything.
I mean,
and it gets you the upgraded version and the DLC.
Yes.
So why don't they just do that then? I would pay the $19.99.
And that's
actually
what I was about to ask. I was about to ask.
I would pay the $19.99.
Even if you got a free upgrade to a PS5, you mean to PS5 graphics and everything else.
Yep.
I mean all the bells and whistles for it, but you had to pay $20 for the DLC.
Done. I would do it because I already platinumed the game, and if there's more story that I can involve myself in with this game, I'm in. Especially for $20. Dude, I spent $20 on stupider shit, and this is not terrible.
Yes, yeah. Sony confirmed that players who already own Death Stranding can upgrade to the director's cut for a $10 fee, and that director's cut is what includes all the extra shit.
Yeah.
So they learned.
And that's cool.
Hopefully
the backlash on this is big enough to where that the people who made Ghost of Tsushima will backtrack.
There's got to be enough of. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's not as big of a dick jump as like what Xbox was trying to do with that fucking Xbox Live at that one point.
I am starting to feel like that was much more of just a press ploy to go ahead and just because dude,
people talking.
It was a stunt. That's all it was.
And then after that stunt, everything for them was just skyrocketing up, dude. It really was.
But no, it's
great
not,
way to show that they're listening to their fans.
Think of this as it's not the price. It's not the $30, right? Because $30 isn't crazy, but at the end of the day, it's the principle behind it. You don't have to fucking charge that money for what everybody else is giving you for free.
We're going back to the same conversation we were having with the OLED and everything. It's a money grab.
That's all it is.
It's a straight up money grab.
That's all it fucking is. Like you made enough money.
And the problem is, there's only one reason why they're able to do this.
Yep.
Because people buy it.
Correct.
You know what I mean? People will buy it. But I'm hoping that enough people bitch that they at least just cut that $10 off.
That'd be cool. No, like
You know what I mean?
By the way, it'll be $19.99 for everything.
Because it sounds from what I read, it sounds like the DLC is pretty vast. Like it's not like just a tiny little island. Like apparently it's pretty big.
Yeah.
So
$19.99, you got a deal.
$29.99.
Fuck off.
$9.99. Everybody will do it in a heartbeat.
Oh my God.
$19.99. Some people might gripe a little bit, but they're going to do it in the end because it makes sense. Go ahead and you're going to be able to continue the game.
What's fucked up is it's knowing what it's for that's driving everybody nuts. Because I guarantee you, if they left out the whole what the breakdown was, that it's 20 for the DLC and 10 for the next gen upgrade, had they just
said $30,
it was $30 for everything. Some people probably
without the breakdown,
wow, that's pretty steep, but maybe it's just pretty big. Fuck it, I'll do it. But no, now that people know $10 of this is just to get the better graphics.
It is
of the
a
game I already
slight
have.
spit in the face.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and you're right. I mean,
thanks for being transparent, but you still suck.
Yeah,
thanks. And that's what it is. It's like, I mean, we all ask for transparency. I mean, with these gaming companies, I mean, we want it all the time. But I mean, this is kind of
Honesty
when it goes a little too far of transparency.
Yeah.
You can still fuck off.
Yeah. But yeah, hopefully they fix that. I don't think that they will. But we'll see.
All right. And that's what we have in news. Not really much going on when it comes down to talking about what are we playing. The boys haven't played anything. I finished up the demo for Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, and yesterday I just bought the actual game.
Nice.
Because the demo was so much fun and everything ports over from the demo to the main game.
There you go.
So that was a blast, and I'm gonna start playing that, and I'll be able to give you guys more on that later on. So I'd love for...
Wes talks enough as it is. So it's time for us to get taken out of here by me again. And this is where you can connect with CGC. You can check us out on our website, which is consolegamingcrew.com, which is also connected to our Gmail, which is consolegamingcrew@gmail.com. Our Twitter handle is @consolecrew. We have our YouTube and Instagram, which are Instagram.
Our
Instagram, which are exactly the same handle, which is Console Gaming Crew. Our podcast and videos and all that kind of stuff is updated all the time. We're not going to talk about the next one. We're going to skip that. And then we have this amazing network that we are part of, which is Boss Rush Network, which is bossrushgames.com. Yeah.
No, I just want to go ahead and just jump in real quick for...
Don't say the name.
For Boss
Attaboy.
Rush Entertainment. I was a part of the Trash Talk Sports podcast the other day, and I mean that's out now, and it was a lot of fun. We talked about the NFC East. We did a little bit of trade talk for Damian Lillard. Oh yeah, I went ahead and I gave it as real as I could.
As soon as we cut this off, I want to hear who you're giving.
Basically everybody, but so it was a great time with Logan and Austin, and if you guys could definitely check it out.
Yeah. And then you can check us out on Twitch, which is CGC Podcast.
Yeah, we don't really have a schedule as of right now.
So the schedule is up in the air, so I'm not even really going to go over what the schedule was because that is going to be... Changing.
A little bit.
So, yeah, that's where you can check us out. You can connect with us, and we hope to hear from you.
All right. Appreciate y'all, as always. So, I continue to say, because it needs to be said, please, as always, stay safe. Wash your hands. If you feel like you need to, mask up. And as always,
game on.
Game on.
Game on, y'all. Peace.